Dangerous like I'm a mad gorilla. I am sicker than a salmonella filled sandwich dinner, homie. I will kill a beat a man. I'm iller than a caterpillar, chilling, having cigarettes while I dish in a wonderland. I'm realer than a kid with an imaginary.
You already know what it is. Listen, we are getting into the skipping clip of Tyler Ullom of Movn4Word with Haunted. Lopez strong, you know what I'm saying, on it. Also, this potentially is a video, so let's see.
All right, good morning. Let's get to that breaking news right now. It's out of Citrus Heights. Sacramento County Sheriff's deputies have been on the scene of a shooting that happened at an apartment complex.
Right around 11 o'clock, reported call of a shooting. That is what brought the Citrus Heights Police Department out here. Speaking to one of the residents nearby, they said they were in their apartment when they heard a very quick burst of gunfire. They described it as clearly some sort of semi-automatic weapon and not a handgun because it was such a quick barrage, and they said it was like boom, 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 boom.
In the streets, they called him Little TYS. Back at home, he was known as Jacob Lopez. Us or them, the mentality of young men, living fast, dying young, haunted by what could have been. Gone but not forgotten, G, life goes on. Just know your boys and your family gon' stay Lopez strong. Gone but not forgotten, G, life goes on. Just know your boys and your family gon' stay Lopez strong. It's Little TYS, he brought them packs in. You ever wonder who he was before the rapping? Before the gang banging and being active? May 23rd, 2022 should've never happened. Another tragic death, a life cut short. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. They said the boy's a savage and he would up the blicky. But let's talk about the kid that would go fishing. Cast his line in the water, talk about his problems with his pops and both his boys watching. It's Little TYS, he'll take your shit and get you. But have you ever met Jacob Lopez, the starting pitcher? One hell of a hitter, that boy got a good eye. Get a lead at top speed, he'll steal base and not even try. Passionate, he always gave his best efforts. Whatever it is, if you could do it, he could do it better.
As far as like you growing up, was your parents around? Like, what was that like?
That I'm not gonna sit here and make it seem like my parents never did nothing, but me growing up with my parents, that was a hard thing. Me and my parents never seen eye to eye. Got no relationship with them right now, but I still love them. They always mom and dad.
In the streets, they called him Little TYS. Back at home, he was known as Jacob Lopez. Us or them, the mentality of young men, living fast, dying young, haunted by what could have been. Gone but not forgotten, G, life goes on. Just know your boys and your family gon' stay Lopez strong. Gone but not forgotten, G, life goes on. Just know your boys and your family gon' stay Lopez strong. I don't speak for Jacob, but on behest of his pops and the families of the victims of the lives that been lost. The ones who wish they had a missed call, a text message. The ones who truly crave your presence, Jacob, like your sister Chelsea, your brother Justin, Isaiah, your little cousin Deanna, Alicio, and Ellen, your baby mother Stephanie. As a mother, I can't even imagine. I was there when you and Nathan laid him to rest in his casket. Auntie Ro and Uncle Eric, be proud and hold your heads high. And when you think of Jacob smiling, don't cry. Listen, I'm barely scratching the surface. TYS is the image, but Jacob Lopez was the person he was stuck between. A rock in the hard place. Jacob had a family who loved him, that had to learn the hard way. Everybody got choices, we make our beds and we lie in them. Haunted by these streets and the people that died in. In loving memory of Jacob Stephen Lopez, born January 3rd, 2002. His life was cut short due to gun violence on May 23rd, 2022. Jacob was 20 years old and survived by a family who truly loved him. Rest in peace, Jacob. Rest easy, brother.
That's pretty good, Emo. That's pretty good, Tyler.
Man.
Open this holy water, hurry up and kill a problem. But these streets done deep. You will never understand, cause you ain't sweet and soft.
Believe in your skin, believe in your hair, believe in yourself.
People probably like, where'd these cutaways come from? Man, listen. I appreciate when artists even make record like this, right? Because the realest things that you guys have, you know, gone through or can talk about, like when you talk for the people, when you go through the pain, the struggle, you know, just real topics, real things that you know have hit you or someone else, you know, personally, You know, it reminds us that we are human. We all go through a lot of these same things. We all have lost people. And even when you are making it essentially like for you and the family and things like that, you know, there will literally be people who have gone through the exact same thing, and they'll still feel like this song is theirs as well, right? Like you touch a certain, you know, a vein and you know, will literally, you know, and a lot of times help them make sense of the pain they're going through, just to know that there are others, you know. Again, we can always go down these like vicious spirals if we don't have the right tools to deal with emotionally anything that we go through, right? Like it's not even you know, a question, just like how much we need these type of records, right? I've heard a lot of songs also by, you know, this artist and the group that he is you know, part of. He's very consistent with, you know, being able to put out content pretty much every time when it comes to like just getting in there and really, you know, rhyming too, and just being a rapper, right? Like an artist and stuff. You know, you'll still find dope records and conviction and you know, him being an artist there. So I appreciate always being able to see that. And you know, of course, rest in peace to Joseph. It's always sad when, you know, we especially lose just, you know, sometimes people who are, you know, a little bit younger and, you know, just trying to live and grow up, you know, without, you know, a care and you know, through that violence and stuff like that. Sometimes you do get caught up in, you know, or with the wrong, you know, crowds, but there are those times where like people are also innocent, you know, innocent bystanders, and you know, it still, you know, hurts just the same or whatnot. Let me read some of the comments and then we will do that. He said, on point, I really felt his words. Connor said, and he said, but should I rap about, you know, violence, so it's tough? I mean, see, reality rap maybe involve violence, but that's what it is, man. Reality, big facts. And what do you say? Reminded me. He said, yes, it reminded me of a dead buddy or two, Gulf Coast, Florida. And that's what I'm saying, right? Remember when Master P, you know, how do I, you know what I mean? They had that whole song, him, Silk, and I forgot who else was on that. Was it Fiend? Was it C Murder? You know what I'm saying? But you know, when they were making a lot of those records, anytime an artist made one, if it was Pac or something, you know, for all artists, if you are true to that songwriting aspect and, you know, are good at what you do, people will be able to feel some type of emotion. They'll be connected to it in some way, right? And like, if you basically don't garner an emotion at all, you know, in times like you guys will perform songs, you'll just kind of see people standing there, arms crossed. They're not really into whatever is happening. You know, while you got to play through the pain, you also got to assess, what am I doing wrong that's not connecting with the people? Sometimes like, be like, hey DJ, cut that beat, rap the rest of your song. You know what I'm saying? Showing them that like your words mean something, you know, in an occasion where they may not be feeling it in that way. They may be thinking that you're riding on, you know, the beat itself. For T-Pain, the thing that he really had to do to show people that he should be respected a lot more, because he had came out, you know, got real popular. Jay-Z essentially released the Death of Autotune kind of song, you know, and in a way felt like he was detrimental in the decline of, you know, sort of certain aspects of music, just because so many other artists started using it after that. But what T-Pain did was the Tiny Desk, you know, thing. Showed that not only is he a dope producer, he can actually play piano and actually sing, no auto-tune. It was the most impressive thing that, you know, we had seen till that day. And then a step further, he took it in and went to the Masked Singer and pretty much did the same thing, right? And you didn't know it was, you know, T-Pain until you did. But like, often we have to prove to the world now how much of a dope artist that we are, especially when we have AI. Okay, we're always gonna have these conversations because, you know, it does feel some type of way when you hear the aspect of an AI artist who is not necessarily human. Somebody just has an idea for a song, and instead of going to a real artist to try to bring that to life, they just choose, you know, AI and try to cut out that middleman. And like, a lot of us have a problem with that, because we would really help you guys bring whatever it is, you know, to life. We want that human connection with whatever it is. And there's no situation where I think anyone's comfortable with like AI aspects entering like award shows, competitions. Think about the aspect of when you go to carnivals and you have those people that like paint funny pictures of you, right? You got to sit there for about 10-15 minutes and they look at you and kind of draw you in a funny way, you know, bigger nose, bigger head, all that, right? Imagine if they didn't do all that work and they're just clicking a button and the AI filter is doing that now, right? That's the sort of kind of world that if we let things get a little bit too far and don't show that we have problems with stuff like that, you know, like no one's gonna want to pay for that. You know, the only time I even wanted to pay for it was because it was a real person doing it. And any painting or drawing that we come across, we're the same way. We're like, yo, man, that you drew that, like you did that like by hand, that's dope. Anyways, let me go we're gonna go ahead and end this one.
Dangerous like I'm a mad gorilla. I am sicker than a salmonella filled sandwich dinner, homie. I will kill a beat a man. I'm iller than a caterpillar, chilling, having cigarettes while I just in a wonderland. I'm realer than a kid within a magic.